Rev up your engines!
Lamar's Goodman says, don't you like Subaru Outbacks? You never talk about them. I'm not a fan of Subarus for a couple of reasons. Anybody who watches me a lot knows. One, they have a boxer engine that's an old-fashioned design. They have a tendency to blow head gaskets, and they have very weak automatic transmissions. I rented an Outback a couple years ago when we went to the Great Southwest, Utah and Arizona. It was beautiful. This was a Subaru Outback, and the thing had 7,000 miles on it. I could already feel the transmission starting to go out and shift poorly. To me, that's like, I'd never buy one. Now, some people love them. But mainly the people that love them, they got a 4-cylinder, not a 6, and they got a standard transmission. They didn't get an automatic. And the Cvt Transmissions Sell Out of the newer ones, they're even worse. I'd never buy one like that. I don't talk about stuff when I don't like them unless people ask. Cody Becker says, Scotty, 2008 Jeep Wrangler is a good long-lasting vehicle in Iowa. It's 100,000 miles. No, that's generally when they start falling apart. It's 12 years old and it's got 100,000 miles. You don't pay much for those things. Now, on the other hand, I've had customers buy vehicles like that in the past, and they'd buy them from somebody who was hard up for money, and they'd give them $1,000, and they'd keep them for 3 or 4 years. They'd spend a little money repairing it as it broke, but for the money they paid, what the heck? If you get them cheap enough, go ahead, but don't pay much for them because they're money pits as they age. That's just the way that they are. Damone says, 2011 Audi A8L for $16,000 with 117,000 miles. Is it a good deal? Well, it's a good deal for the guy selling it to you if you can get that kind of money for those junkers. Those things are the biggest money pits on the planet, those 8-cylinder Audis. And since it's 9 years old and has 117,000 miles on it, phew, that thing is going to be a money pit. Stay away from it if you value your money. If you want to get an Audi, get a 4-cylinder, one non-turbo, and at least they might last a while. But those V8s, oh man, they are just money pits as they age. James French said, was the Tucker really a viable car? Tucker was that guy who after World War II tried to build this car that was had an engine that was in the back. Basically didn't have enough money to back it up. It was an interesting design and it had some revolutionary stuff in it, but it cost a lot of money to build a car, even back then, from scratch, and then market it out to people. I'll give you an example. Years ago, I went out to California to look at these Elias. Now, the Elias were, the guy's name is Eli, and he was planning on making these 3-wheeled cars, and he even was renting the old factory that Hummer had in Shreveport, Louisiana. To date, and this is like 4 years later, he still hasn't built a single one. He made a few prototypes with junkyard parts that he got with an old Geo Metro engine. I mean, but he's never produced any in the factory, and I doubt if he ever will produce it, because he found out how much money it costs to actually make a production line that can build 100,000 cars or more a year. It might have been a good car, it's past its prime, but today, to actually put a car in the market, it costs so much money, nobody's going to bankroll anybody for that. Musk is a billionaire, and he's even having hassles with that, trying to keep the thing going. And now he's making a factory in China so he can make them cheaper, so even he realized that. Arthur J. says, my 05 Grand Marquis blower on the air conditioning. I noticed a clicking sound, the lights on the air conditioner are going off, now the blower's not working. First thing you want to do is, blower motors go out all the time. They're so simple to check. All you got to do, a lot of times if it's on your glove box, is kick it. And if you kick it and it starts going, you know the blower's going out. Now, if that doesn't work, you can just take the little plastic crap off that's under the glove box and get to where the connector is that goes to the blower on clips. There's 2 wires. One's positive, one's negative. It doesn't matter which way you put it to test it. Put power to one and ground to the other. If it starts spinning, it's working. If it doesn't spin, replace the motor. That's the most common thing. I change them out all the time. Luca Gare says, I get a squeaking sound when I roll up my electric windows. Is it a rubber part or worse? And how do I fix it? The first thing you want to do is get a can of spray silicone lube. Roll the window down. When you roll it down, you notice on the front where the window goes up and on the back, there's the rubber runners. Spray silicone lube in those for like 5-10 seconds. Then run it up in the air. Then run it down again, then spray it again and run it up and down, then wipe any residue off. If it goes away, great. Now, if it doesn't go away, then it's inside the motor or the linkage. Then you can take the inner door panel out if you want to go that far and get some spray lithium grease and spray all the Fulcrum points, and usually the noise will go away then. If it doesn't, then it means you need a new motor. You need to replace the motor. So if you never want to miss another one of my new car repair videos, remember to ring that bell.